So, we made it. Sunday, first day of spring. And we're gonna start the day off by making up a little hanging basket at the fraction of the cost of getting one from your local high street shops or garden centres. And we're going to use the bargain baskets that we picked up the other day and the flowers that we also got a good deal on as well. And then we'll add up how much it's cost us to make our own little viola hanging basket. So if you get a pot like this, maybe put a little bit of waste soil in the bottom to weight it down. Then you can just drop your hanging basket in there. While you're working, it's not going to be rolling around on the bench and making things more difficult than they really need to be. So you just take the chains and just drop them to the outside. And what I do is I sieve the compost first, just to get rid of any big lumps, just so we've got a nice consistency to work with. And I sieve it with one of these. I think they're only about £3 from Wilco's if you want to get yourself one. Or if you live near a market, you might be able to drop on some of these mushroom boxes, because they will work just as well. So to start off with, I'm going to pop some compost in this basket. But you don't want to completely fill the basket, because obviously your plants have got to go in here and they're in cubes of compost already, so that's going to take up some of the space. So I've just left it an inch or two short from being filled. So now we've done that, we'll get some of these out, and I'll just pop this to one side for a second. Now when you get these plants, you're always going to find lots of roots coming out at the bottom, but that's not a problem. You can just break the roots up a little, push the plug out, and you'll find that they come out quite easily. So when you take your plug out, you'll see that it is quite root bound. So what we need to do is rough this up a little, just so that these roots can start growing down again rather than going round and round. So just rough the bottoms up. You're not going to hurt the plant by doing this, you're helping it. And then we're just going to take the first one, and I always start in the centre. So we'll just put that in at the centre like that. And this is going to give you a marker for the rest of the plants to go in. And that looks about right. So we'll just fill in around this one a little bit and firm it in as well. So just remember that you want to leave a little bit around this edge, so when it comes down to watering, the watering is going to go in to all the plants and not just pour over the edge. So that's your first one in. And then obviously these violas are all different colours, so if you want to make like a kind of a pattern, 2 purples, 2 yellows, 2 whites, entirely up to you how you'll put them in, or you can just drop them in random, because they will still look really nice once this basket starts to fill out through spring. So the same again, take one out, rough the bottom up, release those roots. And then you can make an hole, pop your next one in, and we're going to put it in to the same depth as the previous one, and we just need to maintain that all the way around. So that quickly, that part of your basket is done. So now you can just turn it around and carry on, and we just need to keep infilling until we think that's enough for this, because you obviously bear in mind that these plants are going to grow. And since I bought 2 trays of these, I can take my pick on colours as well. So now I'm going to go with one of these. Same procedure, rough them up, bury it to the same depth, and then just fill back in. We are going to be going around this basket after and infilling as well, so you don't have to be too particular. So we've done that so far, and it's starting to look something. So now we just need to decide how many more plants we want to put in. I'm going to go with another in between these. And it is really simple to do this. You just keep going around, filling and filling, till you reach a point where you think, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Because as I said, they're going to need a little bit of room for these plants to fill out as well, so you don't have to completely ram it full. These flowers actually smell amazing as well. It's really welcome to finally get to spring and start doing things like this. You can smell the flowers, you can feel the heat from the sun on your face, and after a long winter, it's never more welcome. And I think at that's enough flowers. So all we need to do now is just go around and just infill carefully with a little bit of soil, just to cover up any roots that might be showing. Be careful not to damage the flowers when you're doing this part as well. If you give it a bang as well now and again, it'll settle the soil down the edges. When I've done that, I like to add a little bit of slow release fertilizer. Just sprinkle a few pellets over the top. And then we need to just water it in a little, but very carefully, because these little flowers are very delicate. So just go in between the flower heads. So we'll get these chains back up. Again, carefully, because you don't want to damage the flowers doing this. Just be wary of any getting caught on the chain, and then we can take his basket out. And as you can see, just for that little bit of time that we spent, we've got a really nice looking basket that is, over spring and summer, going to fill out even more with flowers. And these violas will keep going right up until December. But the question is, how much did it cost? So we know the initial cost of this basket was £1.50, which was a good deal. And I'm going to be popping out and getting a few more later on as well. So we then added 10 of those plants from this tray, and we got these trays for £3.50 for 20 plants. So to put 10 plants in here has cost us £1.70 plus the £1.50 for the basket. The compost doesn't really matter, because the majority of the space was actually taken up by the flowers themselves with their own little plugs of compost. So we really only need to include the price of the basket, and I'm sure you've already worked it out. So yeah, you're exactly right. You just made up your first viola hanging basket of the year for £3.20, just by doing a little bit of shopping around. Now I know that if you go to any high street, you buy these, they're going to cost you somewhere between £8 and £10 depending where you shop in your area, but you can make your own for £3.20. And the beauty of that is you could also make a couple extra and put them on a table on your front for about £6. So you'll make a little bit of money by doing that, and your neighbours will be able to pick up a nicely made little basket like this for less than they're going to pay at an high street store, and you get a little bit of extra money to help towards your seeds and your compost as you go through season. So that is something worth thinking about also. It's a win-win situation. So there you go. Have a go at these and let me know in comments how they came out, or if you managed to sell a few. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video once again, and I'm going to pop out now because it's Sunday, it's sunny, nice, and I'm going to go and have another little bargain hunt and let's see what we can get. But I will be back on later because I'm going to go around and have a look at the things that we've been sowing over the last few weeks and see how they're progressing. So I might see you there. Thank you. Take care.